This is Barnstable Today for Thursday, December 11th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford.
A heated controversy that has been brewing for some time resurfaces in front of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
David Lancaster, owner of the Nirvana Coffee Shop, which has been doing business in Barnstable Village across 6A from the County Court Complex since June 23rd, was in Town Hall looking for a pair of special permits.
Those permits from the ZBA would allow for a few seats to be added to Nirvana, while doing away with the requirement for Nirvana to have its own parking spaces.
There was plenty of public comment at last night's session on both sides of that issue. Abutter Joseph Ferraro was opposed.
My name is Joseph Ferraro. My wife and my family, we're the owners of the property abutting where the general store is and the public council. We've owned that property for 20 years, and we've had nothing but a parking problem for 20 years. And I noticed Mr. Kenny didn't visit the property between 11 and 1 o'clock when he was telling you when he visited, because that is chaos there. People are backing out into the street. There's just not enough parking because of the stores that are like the mail. They stop there for the mail.
Barnstable Village resident Lindy Coggeshall spoke up in favor of granting the special permits for Nirvana.
My name is Lindy Coggeshall. I represent the walkers. I'm one of a very large family in Barnstable Village. We have been there for 80 years. I myself for 64. And my parents are both 86. They walk to Nirvana every day. My daughter works at the Sturgis Library, children's librarian, walks there every day with her new husband from Germany who loves this place. We do walk. There are a lot of us who walk. We walk quite a long way. When I drive to Hyannis. But I think that the walker clientele at Nirvana cannot be exaggerated. I know it's just my word for it. We have 7 houses within 2 miles of the village, and representatives from all 7 go there. We are year-round. I work at the community college. I don't walk to the college, although sometimes I bike. But I would just like to say that there are much more walking in there than the gentleman who just spoke seemed to represent. Thank you.
Prior to the vote, ZBA member William Newton urged all sides in the ongoing parking controversy in Barnstable Village to open the lines of communication.
I personally went there, and you know what I did? I cheated. I parked in your lot so that I could actually walk around and look. Now, my guess is most people who come down there are going to look for something as close as possible. And if I can't get a parking spot on 6A, I see this parking area, and there's nobody next to your store, I pull in there. I don't think I saw any signs, but there probably are something that said, you know what, you can't do that.
There's several.
But, obviously I wasn't there to go in and spend 45 minutes sitting down and having a cup of coffee. I wanted to just get a sense of what the place was like. But I do that, and I have done that. And I'm torn between saying, yes, I want to support, I think the idea of a coffee house there and in the village is appropriate. It fits, as Craig has already said, it fits the idea, you've already mentioned this too, it fits the idea of the comprehensive plan, shifting from office to more retail and service kinds of facilities. You're doing that. I'm for that. But you, like many others, have an issue with parking, and it's something that needs to be resolved. And I think the business owners there need to really sit down and talk together about how you're going to share or what have you, but address it. Because you're going to ask somebody here to say yes or no on parking. And if you...
In a split vote, the ZBA granted both special permits with conditions.
Meanwhile, with the clock pushing toward 11 last night, the ZBA heard from Mike Ford, the lawyer representing TD Bank North.
TD Bank North wants to build a branch behind Cape Cod Mall. Here is Mike Ford.
This evening. The bank needs to move. The bank is currently in the airport rotary area. The town is undertaking an expansion of the airport. And as a result, the lease that TD Bank North has enjoyed at that location is coming to an end, and they need to find another location. In furtherance of that, they went and met with Simon to see whether there was a spot available at the mall, since that was fairly close by logistically to where their bank office currently is. They were able to work out an arrangement by the terms of which TD Bank North will be leasing this particular area of the mall. It's the area, if you're familiar, where Blanchard's is currently located on the Route 28 side of the mall. The proposal is that the Blanchard's building would be raised. The Blanchard's building is about 4,500 square feet. The branch office of the bank is proposed to be 3,000 square feet with 2 drive-throughs and an ATM, all per that site plan as shown.
The board's vote on TD Bank North's plan came just after 11 o'clock last night.
No. Craig, how would you vote?
In favor.
Michael?
In favor.
Jim?
In favor.
Bill?
In favor.
And I would vote in favor.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate you going after 11 to take care of us.
Thank you for coming.
Yarmouth Fire Department Lieutenant Thomas Lundquist was back in front of the Barnstable Planning Board this week seeking permission to expand his Cape Cod auto connection business at 152 Ridgewood Avenue. At his last appearance before the Planning Board, Lundquist had been asked to improve his landscaping. He came back with his response.
I'd like to do is, we have that, as you drive in the property there, the chain link fence that are there. We want to remove those because they're actually very old and they've been there since the gas company was in that property. So, I mean, it would brighten it up a lot. And because it's so narrow there, there's really not a lot of room to do that because we have a row of trees between ourselves and the Radisson Hotel. So there's really, I really can't put any trees or anything. And there's also a stockade fence between us also. So at this time, there's really not too many improvements there. And on the other side, where the Acme Laundry is, there's also a row of trees there too. And that's also fenced too. So I would say the best way to make it look appealing at this time would be to take that fence along our border right now. There's a vacant lot in front of us right now.
The Planning Board gave a thumbs up to Lundquist's expansion plans.
Meanwhile, Sandy Neck manager Nina Coleman was the bearer of bad news at the latest session of the Sandy Neck Board in regard to the hopes for a new bathhouse.
Why don't you elucidate us on the bathhouse? I'll jump in.
We had some really bad news from the Department of Environmental Protection. We met with them for supposedly our final meeting with regard to our plans for the bathhouse. The plans we pared down considerably to, I think, 50 parking spaces, shifting the parking lot away from the primary dune because we're concerned about losing dune. Our beautiful bathhouse where, you know, the plans that you have all seen, the bathhouse being relocated a little bit. After, I don't know, a year and a half of discussion with DEP, basically it's a complete no-go, the whole thing. They do not want to see basically any change in footprint, so not even shifting the parking lot back. Basically we can utilize the existing footprint that we have. There's a few little areas they might concede to a few square feet, but once we start doing that, we're going to have to start addressing some pretty expensive stormwater, addressing the stormwater, which we don't presently.
In regard to upcoming meetings here in town, this evening the Charter Commission gets underway at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room, and the schedule is pretty much clear for Friday.
And we have a quick Barnstable Today Christmas shopping tip for you, and that is to head over to the Senior Center tomorrow.
The good folks over at the Senior Center will have handcrafted gift items on sale tomorrow at the center from 9 until 3. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.